Good afternoon, my name is Mike Oren. This is my Project 5 process design. I'm going to be using the Just-in-Mind prototyper. I feel it's a little bit easier and more practical than just a whiteboard or just paper. A bit quicker to use, and I can't draw, so it's perfect. Um, I will show you my app definition from last week. Based on the feedback I've gotten from the professor, I decided to maybe exclude the business aspect of the application for the time being, simply because I'm not quite sure what goes on into just a business user, a power business user, what kind of features they would be looking for inside an application. So I don't want to assume, kind of get it wrong. So this is going to be more small time business at most, but usually just personal banking. So in my application, I kept it down to three. I kept it down to a father figure, a high school, a younger teenager, and a older senior citizen. We named her Grandma. Jumping into the prototype, this would be the main login page for the Bank On It application. You have an email and a password field and a login. Now, based on the credentials, you would only get your one account, or possibly two or three, depending on who it is. The father, for example, based on his features, he's going to have all three accounts, which I'll get into why and what features he's going to use to access those three accounts. Things like the daughter and the grandma are just going to have one account when they log in. So starting off with the dad account, since he's going to have all three of them shown on his accounts page, and the features he can use to interact with them. Clicking on the dad, you'll have his account number, his current balance, everything that was showed on the previous page. He'll have a button for account history, which will just take him to the date of the last transaction, where it was, what kind of business, what kind of institution, and if it was a deposit or withdrawal. Green is going to be for deposit, red as a withdrawal. Also, in that, he will have an option to transfer funds. If he's overlooking his daughter's account, or if he's helping out an elderly relative such as grandma, he'll have his transfer page, and it'll just a little about the information saying transfer funds from the dad account to which of the following accounts. You'll have a oh no, it happens to be gone. Oh, there it is. Okay. You'll have the carousel with which two accounts, in this example, that he can switch between. Say he's going to just give his daughter her weekly allowance. You'll select the daughter account, and then if it's going to be what kind of sum it's going to be. So let's just say she gets $50 a week from her father, and then if it's going to be a one-time transfer, a weekly transfer, or a monthly transfer. Apparently I can't unselect those, but obviously that'd just be a weekly transfer. Confirm the transfer complete. Just a confirmation page, and then jumping back out there. And finally, the option to deposit a check via the camera. The prototyper only has this one page for the camera. Obviously, if I was building this application from the ground up, it would have information on how to hold the camera. It would have the rectangular brackets to show you where to fit the check in between, and a bit of text saying take a clear picture and good lighting of the back of the check, the front of the check, what have you. With the prototyper, it's not that simple, but that would be the thought process behind that, and that would be his options for the father account. Something simple for a daughter account. Again, all the information, the current balance as shown on the last page, account history, which I showed you, and then since it's a younger person, they might have gold trackers. She's saving up for a new car. She's saving up for a prom dress, what have you. Something that she can put money towards and save up for. They'll have a goal tracker, basically, a chart, a line graph, pie chart, whatever, until the goal is met. Just a feature such as that. And then going into the simpler, just a grandma account, something she just needs to see her account information on the go. It would just be simple: how much money she has, the account history, and I was kind of toying with the idea of her having access to the check information. I feel like an older person, it might be useful with clear information on how to use the camera to deposit checks. Then again, it might be a little bit easier than trying to input information into. I apologize. I'm on my deck, and of course, this is the one time a plane decides to fly over. I figured the deposit check through a camera with adequate information and instructions would be easier than having to put in the information, manually into text fields. So we'd have to play with that one a little bit just to see if it was practical for the older audience. But overall, that is the bank on application with the different catering to the different users. Finally, just a find a branch or ATM, just a map view that would obviously have the annotations on the map with contact information, address, turn-by-turn navigation. Something again that can't be as easily demonstrated in a prototyper. But yeah, based on the father, the dad user, having access between the accounts, and then everything you'd come to expect, such as account history, and depositing a check into that. So that is my Project 5 for week 2. And it's Mike Oren signing out.